While lots of clubs have enjoyed special European nights down the years, few can match Liverpool, who appear to have cornered the market in fairy tale victories at Anfield, which is kind of unsurprising seeing as it's their ground. Of course, to make a European night particularly special, Liverpool's players are invariably obliged to put their fans through the ringer, often by starting the evening with a first-leg deficit to overturn or by going behind in a one-off fixture before doing the absolute bare minimum required to turn things around. Arsenal, Auxerre, Chelsea, Inter, Villarreal, Chelsea again and Saint-Étienne are among the teams to have been left licking their wounds after one of Anfield's special European nights, and tonight Spartak Moscow could join that illustrious roll of honour. Liverpool need to avoid defeat against their Russian visitors to advance to big cup knockout stages, while the Russians need to win. All the ingredients are present for a special night, but rather than see their team go 30 down before half-time and be left wondering if they're going to get one, most Liverpool fans would probably bite your hand off for the routine 20 win that would see them top their group and advance to the knockout stages for the first time in 8 years with a minimum of fuss. It is a proper final, all or nothing, crooned Liverpool manager Jurgen Klopp, shortly after apologising for the heinous breach of managerial protocol that ended with him hugging an Egyptian at the exact moment he should have been shaking a Brighton manager's hand instead last weekend. All or nothing means you can either win or you lose, said Klopp, before contradicting himself immediately. We know we can draw, but this information is only useful after the game. We cannot play for that and we do not want to. Of course, there are other ways that tonight's all-or-nothing game is not all or nothing. Liverpool can still qualify for the knockout stages even if they lose against Spartak Moscow, as long as Sevilla don't beat Maribor in Slovenia. We are top of the group, our destiny is in our own hands, we're at home and we haven't lost in the competition yet despite facing really strong teams, said a bullish Jordan Henderson. What could possibly go wrong? Live on Big website joined Barry Glendenning from 7:45 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time for hot MBM coverage of Liverpool 40 Spartak Moscow, while Paul Doyle will be on hand for Shakhtar Donetsk 22 Manchester City and Nick Ames will be helming Tottenham 30 APOL. Quote of the day: I know it's controversial, I know it doesn't particularly look good, and I know it's not normal, but it works for us and most importantly it works for Dean Lewington. It's our typical Milton Keynes Don's decision. It comes down to a fundamental principle. Dean, bless him, really believes that he should be in our first team, and that he should still be playing in his position. Robbie Nielsen, the manager, believes he should not be in our first team. At the end of the day, he is spending a lot of time in London anyway and it's an opportunity to go and have a little freshen up. MK Dons chief suit Pete Winkelman takes condescension to new heights as he explains why the club did nothing to help the longest-serving player leave gracefully and instead let a bad situation rumble on until the stalwart got the hint and sloped off to train with Charlton instead. Dean Lewington gets a hug. Photograph Tom Jenkins for The Guardian. Support The Guardian, producing The Guardian's thoughtful, in-depth journalism. The stuff not normally found in this email, obviously, is expensive, but supporting us isn't. If you value our journalism, please support us by making a one-off or recurring contribution. Fiver letters. Congratulations to Football Weekly on winning the FSF award. And what a nice touch, sending Weird Uncle Fiver to collect it for them. Tuesday's Football Weekly picture, Robin Hazelhurst and no other Barry bashers. Steve Parish talking about Palace's transfer kitty being ring-fenced. Tuesday's Bits and Bobs was moved, but might I suggest electrifying said fence, given he has employed Mr. Roy, the man who signed Paul Konchesky, Danny Wilson, Brad Jones and Christian Poulsen during his time at Liverpool. Maybe dig a moat too, just to be sure. Derek McGee. Given that Energy 52's Café Del Mar Tuesday's Fiver last line was released in 1993, it may well be entering its 25th year but is yet to actually celebrate its 25th birthday, unlike other musical milestones. So put down the tin, you can get all incredulous despondent for a youth foolishly squandered again in a few months. More importantly, Sheffield FC, the world's oldest football club, celebrated their 160th birthday in October. Currently in Evo Stick League South and languishing second from bottom with only Romulus, which I thought was an alien race from Star Trek, below them, the team needs all the support it can get, so pop into their Christmas shop and buy one of their 160th anniversary shirts. Who knows, with the proceeds from shirt sales the club might be able to buy 36-year-old Stephen Mackay from Brora Rangers, who hammered 5 of their 16 goals past Fort William the other weekend. Yesterday's Fiver letters. Age is no barrier to brilliance. Stephen McKee. Send your letters to the.boss@theguardian.com. And if you've nothing better to do, you can also tweet the Fiver. Today's winner of our letter of the day is Stephen McKee, who wins a copy of Football Manager 2018 thanks to the good people at Football Manager Towers. We've got a few more to give away, so keep typing. The recap: get the best of big websites coverage sent direct to your inbox every Friday lunchtime GMT. Has the added bonus of being on time. Sign up here. News bits and bobs. Liverpool are to make an official complaint to UEFA after Ian Brewster was allegedly racially abused during the Youth League game with Spartak Moscow. Duncan Watmore's dad has revealed that his son received a letter of support off Real Madrid after the Sunderland forward ruptured a cruciate knee ligament for the second time in a year. If Duncan was a world-famous player, maybe you'd expect it. It was totally out of the blue. What an incredible gesture. It has given Duncan a real lift. The reaction has been great. His situation is just awful really, he said. Perhaps Real Madrid have a letter in the post for Burnley winger Robbie Brady, who also faces a lengthy spell on the sidelines with serious knee knack. He will be out for a substantial recovery period, groaned Sean Dyche. Big Sam could give Thursday's Big Vars match a miss to focus on this weekend's Merseyside derby, with the Everton manager keen to spend more time meandering around Finch Farm. Alexander Melgalvis Andreasen had the Fiver's sarcasm detector bleeping furiously when he said sorry for sticking his bits in the Norwegian Cup while celebrating. I can understand why people are upset. Should I apologize to the king? Well, I was very privileged to say hello to the king yesterday, so maybe I should apologize today, he tooted. David Moyes is mulling over whether to drop Joe Hart against Chelsea, with the West Ham United manager ready to give Adrian another go in between the sticks. Joe Hart, left, doing a very Joe Hart thing. Photograph Alex Livesey. Getty Images. Antonio Conte believes whoever Chelsea face in the Big Cup last 16th, they will have a job on their hands. Our opponents won't be happy to play against us, so we'll see what happens, the Italian tooted. It turns out Manchester City did not chuck a mega €100 million in the direction of Lionel Messi, so says Pep Guardiola. It's not true, he sniffed. Still want more? Meet Ellie Brazil, the English teenager who swapped Birmingham for Florence to test herself in Serie A. Will Theo Walcott plump for a return to Southampton over a switch to West Ham? That and more, in today's Bumper Rumour Mill. Chelsea ensured Atletico Madrid paid a high price for their stretched resources, writes Barney Ronay. Why Match of the Day is biased against insert your club's name here, courtesy of Marina Hyde. Football's most unlikely half and half scarves top the bill in this week's Nerdy Knowledge. A collector's item. Photograph Steve Barden's Getty Images. And if it's your thing, you can follow Big Website on Big Social Face Space. And INSTACHAT too. This is also 25 years old.